I want to show you a few power user tricks using Metadata Studio, our prompt engineering platform. Now I've written a prompt that will analyze an Apex class for code quality and best practices. It's going to create a detailed report, but then it says the first line of each report should have the word good code, average code, or bad code, depending on the quality of the provided Apex class. I'll show you what that does here in a second. Then I've got my best practices. This is great because you can include whatever your corporate best practices are for writing Apex. And then here's the actual Apex class, and as you can see by this little exclamation point, it's required that the user select a class when the prompt is run. Now, one of the great things you can do is modify the prompt. So for example, we might want to be sure that this runs on GPT-4, and you could give it a prompt lifecycle. Let's run this Apex class, and I can select a class. Pretty quickly, OpenAI returns my report. It labels this class average code, and it goes through all of the different points that I want it to. Now I'm going to use prompt automation to do this to all of my Apex classes. So we go over here to the prompt automation tab. We can create a new collection of prompts. We'll call that Apex quality. Here's another power tip for you. If you're using GPT-4, you have to be careful about exceeding your rate limits. So for example, if we wait 15 seconds here in between calls to OpenAI, that'll really take some of the heat off our rate limit. And then we can select our required content, again, an Apex class. The difference is this time I'm going to select all of my Apex classes and go to the next tab, and now we can create the collection. Now we might exceed the rate limit or have a timeout error or something, who knows, so let's just set this to continue after error. And now let's create the collection. In this case, each prompt has a different Apex class. Then it runs the prompt with OpenAI to get the report for each one of the classes. And so there we go. In about 25 minutes, it cranks through all 30 of my Apex classes. I can go back and look at all of the reports that were created. And as you remember, each one of my reports is labeled good, bad, or average. And so I can click the Create Report button here and export this collection. And what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to enter some text here over on special subfolders, good code, average code, or bad code. And what this will do, we'll look at the output from the AI and sort it into these folders. So I click OK. That creates all of my reports. And we can look at my reports right here, and you see that they are good, bad, and average. You'll see the complete report here along with the summary token. That's a really useful trick for sentiment analysis or for any type of classification that you want the AI to do. You can have it automatically sort the results into the different folders. All right, there are some power user tips for Metadata Studio.